How's it? And welcome to our very first episode of The Risk Guy. Very welcome to our channel. I hope you enjoy it. My name is Niels Skeepers, and joining me today is Kevin van Zyl, the CEO and founder of Horizon Risk. Kevin, very welcome.
Thanks, Neil. Yeah, looking forward to it. I think the period ahead is very challenging given the circumstances, not only of the country but of the world. So, the topics that we're going to be addressing will hopefully add value, not only to our clients but to our audience.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
No, thank you for joining us.
Sure.
I think the idea of our channel is to chat about risk, but take away the jargon.
Sure.
So it's understandable for everybody.
Sure.
And everybody can understand and benefit from this channel.
Yes.
The idea is to talk about general risk, things that we stumble upon every day that we
Right.
might not even know that's risks.
Right.
And how do we manage it? And how do we control it?
Yes.
And what is the process you can go through in your mind? It doesn't always have to be on paper and files, but just in your mind every day, just how do you manage this risk? And I think to start off, we must probably just define risk. And when we say risk, I think that's...
No, of course. And, I'm pleased you touched on the whole topic of process. Everything in life's a process. Whether it be that cup of coffee you make in the morning or whether it's the complex chemical process in a plant or sending a shuttle to the moon.
Yeah.
So, without going into the sort of pragmatic detail, I think a big part of our audience already have an appreciation of risk. Those who don't, risk is just simply a chance of loss.
Yeah.
Be that loss a small loss or be that loss a massive impact on your business. Either way, you want a clear process.
Yeah.
And through my background and what I've been experiencing and through the training and fortunately having had some time in America with very astute team when I was doing Six Sigma training, I've inherited and taken a lot of that info and matured it into how do we apply it to our discipline.
Okay.
And the next topics that we will address in my Risk Guy will certainly be to take you through the DMAIC process. So it's going to be an exciting time.
Yeah.
Because I often find that when you're tackling operational risk and you do not define your start well, you tend to find you float.
Yeah.
And you want to encourage not only our audience but any practitioner out there to really start off by getting your charter well defined before you get into the next steps of risk management and per se risk control, which is really where we're hoping that we add a lot of value to our audience and to our clients. Nice. And the Risk Guy we'll be happy to chat about it.
Yeah, I look forward to it, and talking me through that process now. I know you just touched on a few of those topics. Yes. It just brings me to the symbol that we have here of the eagle.
Yes.
So, the eagle is risk itself.
Yes, of
if
course.
you look at an eagle, a fierce animal, but it also manages risk, and it does calculated risk.
Absolutely.
So, I think the eagle it's very good as a symbol for managing risk and how you manage risk. And I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about the eagle. I know you're very fond of them.
Yes, I am.
So,
thanks, Neil. Yeah, so one of the privileges I've had in life is to actually go into the Drakensberg. And albeit that I forget the actual location or the name of the location where we went and watched a lot of these birds partake in the day-to-day feeding of the place where they were maintained and kept. But the eagle itself impressed me because they're very vigilant and they're very risk averse, and they will only attack parts of their prey when their environment is suitable for such an attack.
Oh, interesting.
And they manage all the risks around them very well. And that's something we can elaborate on when we get into the different phases.
Things. Yeah.
But certainly an animal that, to me, in bird life, and I'm not an ornithologist, but I'm the risk guy, but I've appreciated how they behave, what they do for their young, how they hunt. They manage process as well, and I was alluding to processes earlier.
Yeah, and that's what I want to say is they're very calculated risk takers.
Absolutely.
They actually survey their surroundings very well.
Absolutely.
Before they actually will do something or take action.
And they use the attributes that they have very well. So eyesight, capability of flight, using airstreams, being able to pounce on their prey after having observed their prey from a very, very long way, are all the attributes that start to encourage me about talking around, what are the attributes of a good risk management program? How do you align that with how the eagle operates?
Yeah. And I think that'll be a good discussion for the future.
Yeah, lovely topic for the future. So watch the space. We're keen to tackle that. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I look very forward to it. And I think just lastly, before we end off with our first episode, is can we just touch base on the basic process topics that you go through in mitigating risk? So where do you start? We don't have to take a topic specifically today, but if you have identified a risk, what now? What happens now?
Sure. So, you've alluded to the first step in the process, and the gurus out there will tell you, risk identification per se is the start of the process. Then you've got to obviously develop your internal or use external processes that will take you through some form of analysis. Once you've got through that analysis process, your ranking becomes important. Then you align to that ranking what's fit for purpose in the business or process that you're analyzing. And then you put in the controls.
If I can just stop you, I think just to bring that jargon, when we talk about ranking, is that number based? Is it?
Well, it depends how complex you want to make it.
Okay.
Perhaps in circumstances where it requires an organizational risk matrix, likelihood against impact. Those are the sort of numbers you want to do purely to give you priority and look at the modeling on how you're going to address the risk. But however, it doesn't have to necessarily be quantified. It could be an attribute where you're looking at the data differently, and some of it, the scale will be fairly obvious in how you manage the risk. And obviously, depending on the impact, those are all the consequences that you would want to manage appropriately. But sure, then I think the closing of the loop becomes important in that conversation, where I've experienced that very often we're good at doing those processes, but we don't get to the point of absolute control and data-driven control to say, are we effective? Or are we not effective? And that's a topic that I think we'll delve into quite a bit. So there's an appreciation, whether it's new entrants to risk management or the gurus of the day, will have an appreciation that we really have to get down to how good are the controls. Established controls means good business, or means a safe environment, or means mitigated risk. No, I completely agree. Thank you for sharing. And I think what we'll do for the episodes coming up is we'll take a specific risk, a topic, and we'll take it through that process. And whether it's related to inside your house, more personal, or in your business, we can delve into those topics, and we'll take it through each segment to drive that topic through and hopefully add value at the end of the day to our audience and to businesses out there. Absolutely. Anybody who can benefit from it, I mean, that's our mission. And yeah, risk can be as complex as you make it or as simple as you make it. But we'll delve into that, and we'll share a lot of topics with our audience. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think now with school starting next week, well, I can't say next week, but with school starting in January, or our next episode, I think we should ask the question, is your kid safe at school?
Sure.
And is there risk? What are the risks? And what can you look out for as a parent, a teacher, a headmaster? Can look out for in your school to know that you're actually safe.
Sure.
And when I talk about safe, I think it's a balance between security, physical security, and safe from an OSH point of view.
Yes, of course.
And we can maybe take that topic in our next episode and do a deep dive into it and have a good discussion.
Sure, and throw into that pot a bit of issues around liability.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Sure.
No, but thank you for joining us for the first episode.
Certainly.
We really appreciate it. And,
lovely. Thanks for having me.
No, it's a big pleasure. It's always nice chatting to you. I look forward to the episodes coming. I think it's going to be great fun. I think there are a lot of things that I can learn from you, and hopefully our audience can take something from us. Yeah. So please join us for our next episode. We look forward to you. Please comment, like, share our page if you want to. We really appreciate it. Have a fantastic day. Take care and be safe. Cheers. Bye-bye.